This is episode 2 of the Odd Pod Sports. Yeah, the reason why we're so backed up is because we're in Texas. We had bad weather, so we had some trouble getting together. But now we're all back, and we're gonna do episode 2 of the Sports Podcast with Diego, Romo, Chris, and your boy Vino. Here we go.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Deshaun Watson. What y'all say
racquetball, baby.
Look,
We got racquetball in the Olympics this year.
I'm gonna say this first and foremost. If the allegations and everything that's said about Deshaun Watson is true, then he deserves everything that comes to him.
Yes, he does.
Everything that if he loses his career, if he loses his image, fuck him.
Exactly.
But it's just so coincidental that after he speaks out against the Houston Texans and about how he doesn't want to play with them and how he wants to be traded, all of a sudden these allegations come out of nowhere. It's just too fugazi, and I don't believe in coincidence.
And not just one accusation. We're talking not up to 9.
It was 6 last time I saw it. It's 9?
Yep. Friday saw that.
Who's this Andrew Cuomo we're talking about? What the fuck?
It's coming up out of nowhere.
And the thing too is I'm not saying these aren't legit. Everybody needs to accept due process. Everything will come out to light.
Of course.
Yeah, we're
not
guilty.
We're not shaming at all.
We're not taking away anything from the ladies.
It's fishy.
But it is coincidental, and not only is there 1, but there's 9 at the same time. I mean, it just seems like
it's just too shady.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like this is really shady. All of a sudden.
And these aren't like criminal charges. This is all civil.
Yeah, so
what's the difference?
A lot of it can be
not rape.
That means there hasn't been a police report filed. None of that. It's just basically
accusation. It's an accusation that they have against him.
And civil, obviously, cases usually want to end up in a settlement. They don't ever want to go to court.
Pretty much. So if they settle in the settlement, that means they settle for a settled amount of money. And it's basically hush money.
Yep, and they sign an NDA, and then everybody tries to move on.
Yep.
Tarnish image and all.
That's what Kobe did, real talk.
Which brings into question the first accusation in the first place.
Exactly.
Kobe ended up paying that chick tens of millions of dollars, but he also had to buy his wife $1 million ring.
But see, the thing too was Kobe.
Shafir.
All Kobe did, I'm not victim shaming or anything.
He cheated.
But Kobe, all he did was cheat.
He did. He was no rape. Yeah.
Exactly.
She tried to charge him with rape or what?
Yeah.
It was civil.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It was a civil.
Almost
it never went.
Just a sexual assault.
Yeah.
It never went to charges being filed and anything like that.
It wasn't like he went to Cosby level.
Hey, this legit almost in his career.
Police were investigating him.
I remember that.
Then it all dropped once she signed an NDA, and then
you pay a few millions to somebody, and then you change your number, and win a few championships. Everybody forgets about that shit.
So what he did though was he fucked with the wrong chick.
Yeah, he fucked with the shady chick. It was pussy that
he was on the road.
Straight pussy, basically, bro.
He was young.
Yeah.
Right. Who's not gonna cheat though?
He had always been with his high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Chick is fine,
he's on the road. Come on.
Chick is fine.
His high school sweetheart or the one that he cheated with?
No.
It was just a white. It was some average hotel room cleaning lady. You know what I'm saying?
His wife.
It was some free pussy.
All respect to her, but she's a good-looking.
You know what? I can imagine me, Kobe. He saw it as some free, easy pussy.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
You know what was another incident that got blown? Well, maybe not blown out of proportion.
Michael Vick playing
no.
Pokemon with his dogs.
What? Oh, what the fuck is for? I caught that.
That's all he was doing. That's all he was doing.
Michael Vick was still respected.
But do you remember the Ray Rice incident?
Yeah, I do remember the Ray Rice.
The Ray Rice incident.
And nowhere
it blew up really big.
Nowhere we're saying that isn't bad at all, though, to women that actually go through that.
To that, fam.
Yeah, bro. But if you look at interviews with the couple now, and if you go check out Flimlo Raps, a video on Ray Rice's family, he does a very good video.
What are you trying to say?
He's reformed.
Shout out to Flimlo Raps, it's a really good video.
No, what are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is that in that interview, they will both come out and say, yeah, Ray Rice's wife kind of stepped out of line and said some shit she shouldn't have been. But Ray Rice also came out and did, shit that he shouldn't have. But it was a couple.
Ain't no excuse for dragging your fucking wife, bro.
No. They come out and they say, they both came out and they say they both acted out of hand. And they're still together tonight to this point.
Bro, there's a video of this guy, he punched his wife and dragged her.
Yeah, he did.
No, he was with the
Ravens. He did knock her out and he dragged her unconscious.
Alright, there is, and I wonder what it is, but in football there's like this this thing where it happens a lot, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Where football men beat
everybody
their
look over
wives.
here like we heard something.
Yeah, I thought I heard it.
no, I'm not saying that it was not handled the way it was, but it should have been between them two. You know, if civil lawsuit or whatever is supposed to be pressed charges against them, then by all means, that's what happens. But it seems like those two are very volatile as it is.
In the way that maybe
you know.
I don't like. It was blown out of proportion, in the fact that
Yeah, 'cause
not
I'm not seeing
not everybody was treated the way Ray Rice was treated after the fact. Ray Rice got suspended indefinitely, never got to come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kareem Hunt went out and actually, like, there's video of it too. He kicked his girl, I think, in the head.
Yeah.
And he got, what, 8 games, came back, played for the Browns.
And let's not forget Greg Hardy too. Let's
exactly.
not forget about
He's
him.
in MMA in the UFC right now.
And he's right now could be a contender for the UFC heavyweight championship too.
A guy who beats women is now about to get a championship type for beating up on.
And
like, bro,
Ray Rice,
if you're a woman, you're like, what the fuck?
Ray Rice, as much as yes, he fucked up, and we're not gonna deny that. He came out, he did his due diligence, he served his time, and yet he made up with it with his current woman, who we got in trouble with. They're together now.
But he wouldn't have said shit if he got no video.
But you know, at least you see a happy couple that kind of learn the lessons again. Now they stay down off the radar and they do their own thing.
I feel like I don't want to part of this argument. I don't want to part of this. I don't want to part of this smoke.
No, I mean,
So what were you saying about Dez? Oh no, go ahead.
Dez.
We were talking about.
like I
not
said,
Dez,
I just want
Dak.
to reiterate. In
Dak?
no way are
He
we
deserves the
obviously
contract he got.
victim shaming.
Bro.
No.
Or saying anything
No,
about
because
the women.
it
Because
sucks
obviously
that because
it happens.
It happens.
And people want to make it seem like it's easy as just getting up and leaving. And in no way are we insinuating that at all. Because, you know, obviously we understand how
Could be a
things like that could be
coincidence.
misunderstood.
This whole Houston thing, him talking shit, and it could be.
I don't think so.
But based on the
Devil's
facts,
advocate.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm just saying
I
that-
would think it would be a coincidence if maybe it was 3, and maybe if 1 was trying to do at least criminal charges, then maybe. But 9 and them all being civil, and then the lawyer posting shit on his Instagram.
Let's not
Cloud
forget.
chasers. Cloud
was
chasers.
it Better Call Saul?
Cloud
And now,
chaser. That's all
This
that
could
is.
be the conspiracy part of this whole sports thing, but let's not forget that a lot of these owners, you know, have these escorts
That is
or
true.
women of massages
Robert Kraft.
yeah,
Robert Kraft.
that will go to these.
You let these
young-
men do what they want in the privacy of it.
Exactly.
pretty much. You know, let's not deny that
Look, bro,
this is
like that gladiator.
With the way the world is now, if you ain't fucking kids, go do you, bro. As long as you ain't doing no pedophile shit, no trafficking shit, go do you.
As long as you give me W's on Sundays, and I'm paying you millions of
that's
dollars
true,
to
man.
do your own
You
thing.
go get you a handy from a chick at the massage parlor. It's all good. As long as she's over 18. You know, that's really all. That's how I say, bro.
Hey, if your wife gets mad, that's on you, fam.
Dad, don't
Handle your family
Exactly.
shit.
If you need to, if your wife threatening divorce and you need to give her money or you need to give her whatever, hey, you do it.
Bro,
Maybe
I
it'll
think a
go
lot
away
of women are
eventually,
looking at this
like,
like we're misogynists, like.
But that's
Well,
what
we're
I'm
drunk,
thinking.
Hey, you know what's good though? So on that tip,
That's what I'm
kind
saying.
of, some good news is that, like, I think in Mississippi and some other states, they made it illegal for transgender.
Yeah, a lot of states are stepping up to the plate.
That they can't play with women because
That is
it's
sports
unfair.
news. That is sports news. Fuck
And
y'all.
I agree with that, and not in a way where I'm shaming trans.
Not at all.
I think if anything, trans people should have their own category for sports and should be able to compete against each other.
Yeah.
Or why can't a trans
Because,
compete with a man?
Like
If a trans can compete with a woman, why couldn't a trans compete with a man?
there's just no way.
because they're not identified.
In any way, a man who became their person, wanted to be a woman, that's what they felt. In no way should they be competing with other women because it's just
It's
unfair.
unfair.
And then it
unfair.
sucks because
And
some
there's
people will
nothing
take
wrong
that as
with
like separating them, but it's just to be, it's just
Exactly.
scientifically,
I mean,
It's just
it's
science
not on the
proof.
same,
The-
yeah, it's
I
not
mean,
on the same level.
the logic would go, obviously, the men don't play with the women don't play with men, so why should trans play with men or women? They should have their own
Exactly.
No, this is very
category,
true.
just like everybody else has their own
And you
category.
also have to take into consideration that these trans athletes are taking something which is illegal in most sports, which is
testosterone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's like steroids.
Yeah. Like if we take it, we just get even more manly.
Okay, I would name one.
Start growing hair.
I'll name one MMA fighter that got busted for this shit multiple times, and that was Chael Sonnen. And he got busted multiple times for TRT replacement.
A lot of MMA fighters. TRT was like the drug of getting popped the choice for like the 2 years
now,
straight.
if you were old, like in your 35, maybe older than that, you're a retired athlete or
I
something,
guess that's older
45,
sports, right?
40.
No, that's what it's for.
But
you
have that issue of like, man, you don't have that much energy or whatever. Testosterone replacement is TRT is a very good thing for older gentlemen, so that way they can be able to get a workout in or be able to.
But here's the thing about that. If you use a lot of steroids when you were younger, you also need to take this because you have no T now that you're older.
So it does show the evidence that if you said I didn't take steroids, then that means, or if you didn't take steroids but you need TRT at like 28, it shows that you took steroids during the age.
Something's not adding up.
This also leads me into, the great, probably, I won't say the greatest drug bust in NFL history, but probably it's like, goddamn, this is blatant as fuck. But it was Brian Cushing's. If y'all don't remember, he was the Rookie of the Year in 2013 or 14. But he got busted for steroids. Houston, Texas, little linebacker.
I remember him.
Linebacker.
He was notorious. And it was him, AJ Hawk, and Clay Matthews that were all in that USC squad that, you can kind of debate, were they on steroids or not.
They were on USC?
They're on USC.
They're from USC.
They're from USC. Now, this is after the Pete Carroll era.
University of Southern California. Okay. This is after Pete Carroll?
This is after the Pete Carroll era.
Okay. So it wasn't no wild shit no more.
Oh, it was some wild shit, bro. They was on some fucking roids. Because,
allegedly, this is just not even allegedly.
No, this isn't allegedly. This has been proven.
Oh, yeah?
He was defensive of the player of the year.
I think Clay Matthews was.
Damn.
I know Clay Matthews
came
out.
I
don't know if he came out, but it came out.
And you know what's even...
And there's proof of this?
Yes, there's absolute proof of this. He's actually suspended in 2017 or 2018 for performance enhancers.
Hashtag facts.
And he failed another drug test about it, so he hasn't been in the league since 2017.
That's a Green Bay Packer guy, right?
Yeah.
No, he is the middle linebacker for the.
He got cut.
Or he was. No. He was on Texans.
This is not.
No.
Clay Matthews.
Yeah, we're talking about Clay Matthews.
No. I'm talking about Brian Cushing.
Yeah.
Clay Matthews.
So Clay Matthews got popped for steroids too?
I'm not 100% on that.
But Brian Cushing,
AJ Hawk, he retired. I'm not 100% if he took steroids, but I mean, come on now. You're with that
out
fucking
of the three, for facts, Cushing did get.
Cushing's is
he got caught with
like
dirty piss, or he got caught with actual
drugs? No, it was drug testing.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be supposed to be better if they allowed them to do steroids?
Oh, go in the 80s.
Go in the 80s.
I know, everybody was badass and shit, right? King Griffey Jr.
Those guys are becoming addicts
It just really depends on the sport.
But you also got to take into consideration what
steroids. That's the OG CTE generation.
Let's not forget the the mid to early 2000s when all the wrestlers were dying because of the steroid addiction.
Oh, okay.
Let's not forget that.
Also, let's not forget the Raiders that went to the Super Bowl against the Tampa Bay Bucks and how the next season they all got busted for steroids.
Oh no, they lost that.
Y'all might have, they lost it. No, they went to the Super Bowl. I said they won it. They went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, y'all might be too young. You two might be too young to remember this, but after that season, it was proven that like all the Raiders were all taking some crazy shit.
Damn, even Jerry Rice, because Jerry Rice is on that fucking.
That's why, dude. You had Rich Gannon, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, dudes in their almost 40s playing. They made it to the Super Bowl,
Rich
bro.
Gannon, the cannon.
Yeah, Rich Gannon, damn, bro.
I mean,
bro, that was my oldest brother's fucking favorite quarterback.
Rich Gannon.
Yeah, Rich Gannon, bro. That's what he called him.
He was badass on NFL Street.
They have cool.
I even remember the backup quarterback they had named Tuasa
Silver and black.
That shit was crazy.
I remember Tuasa
Soper was the backup quarterback for the Raiders for a while. But,
all right, so what you think about Dak Prescott getting that money? Did he deserve it? Did he earn that shit?
I think that Jerry Jones fucked up. Should have paid him earlier, but you know what? Dak's getting paid.
Do you think that if he had paid him earlier, he would have paid him? He would have been able to pay him less than he paid him now.
100%.
How much less do you think he would have been able to?
He would not have paid him 121 guaranteed. I think he would have paid him maybe 60 million guaranteed. But the contract would not have been 141. I think it would have been maybe 120, maybe 130. So But he would have saved a lot in guaranteed money because I think Dak would have taken 60.
I think so too.
So Dak could get it 120 now.
He's getting 121 million
guaranteed. No matter what. No matter what.
No matter what.
No matter what. Like, even if he hurt.
Even if he gets hurt. Even if he gets cut.
Doesn't matter.
Even if he quits.
This is how some contracts work. You might sign a 5-year contract worth 100-something million, but what you care about is the guarantee.
Exactly.
The guarantee.
That's
so
what
like I might get like
that other shit is only if you make it through the whole contract.
Bonuses.
That's
They might get rid of you.
Obviously your salary.
Yeah, they might get rid of you a year, 2, 3, and you might
but
not make it 5
matter,
years.
You get your money. Yep.
Yeah.
But you get that guarantee off it.
Okay.
What else are we on now?
I mean,
Canelo.
Isn't not.
Nah, fuck.
Y'all watch that fight?
We're talking.
Come
Who you
on,
got? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Tyson Fury.
Anthony Joshua
To me-
has proven he has a glass jaw. I mean,
He has no boxing
I
to
feel
it.
like he's not a real boxer, bro.
He
Like
looks
Deontay.
stiff. He doesn't seem.
Like Deontay, look,
Fluid.
you're just a big guy who some guys saw that thinks you can fight because you can throw a nice punch, but when it comes to like actually boxing, footwork, and that shit, you suck at it.
But I would say Anthony Joshua's better than Wilder.
Yes, yes, oh yeah,
But Wilder would beat Anthony Joshua if that makes sense.
Because the killer instinct, the killer
I
instinct.
think he would.
Yeah.
He would
It's
hit him
the-
and he'd lay him out.
To me, be honest with you, it's the I don't give a fuck attitude that Deontay had that Anthony Joshua wouldn't know how to handle.
Yeah,
Tyson
Joshua
Fury,
soft, he's soft.
he grew up
Mentally.
mentally in the hood. He grew up bare knuckle boxing. He grew up
And
in
that's his
those
real name.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tyson
Deontay
Fury.
No,
Deontay-
yeah. Oh no,
No,
Tyson
Tyson
Fury
Fury.
is a British dude. He's a white dude.
Dude, man,
No,
he
Now,
went through
yeah,
everything.
Here's the
Almost-
comparison between
almost
these two.
Had suicide, did suicide.
Deontay grew up in the streets. This dude has that I don't give a fuck attitude. I'll put you out with one shot.
But
Tyson
he's too
Fury,
cocky. But
he's too cocky. He got spoon
This
fed
is why he got
opponents the
knocked
last
out.
few.
Yeah,
The
against
last few
Tyson
times when he got real competition, he got put
all
out.
he had to do was develop a little bit of footwork and a jab, and he couldn't even do that.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
If he puts in the boxing work, Deontay Wilder could probably be arguably up there with Tyson
But
Fury.
yeah,
I
but
would think so.
I
Yeah,
think-
because I mean, he gets movement, obviously training, learns a little more on faking, like obviously what do they call feints?
yeah,
Mhm.
it's the fundamentals. Yeah,
It's
the
just the
fundamentals.
fundamentals.
If you just had a feint,
And I'm not trying.
You can fight, but you can't box. That's the problem.
And I'm not trying to shit on Deontay Wilder.
Nah,
not
nah,
at all.
bro.
If he puts in the work to develop the
still be
fundamentals,
one of the
he can be up
Yeah,
there.
that cross he has is
With him.
no
ridiculous.
matter
That cross is
because
scary.
I know he's like 30.
But-
He's 30 something, right?
What's crazy is
34.
Checking the stats right quick.
with the
Might be
mystique that he carried before the Tyson Fury fight, he would have walked in with Anthony Joshua and put his ass to sleep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Deontay
Anthony-
Wilder is 35 years old.
35.
Years old.
Tyson Fury is like I said, the comparison between these two is that they both grew up in the streets. They both grew up with that I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm better than you, and I'm gonna prove why I'm better than you. And
Tyson's been fighting since he was a kid, though.
But
yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing is that these two grew up in the streets. They don't give a fuck.
Take it back.
It's,
I mean,
it's a
you guys don't different boxer Canelo. I mean, what's the
What do you mean?
what's the
What's wrong with
fight
him?
There? Yeah, I mean, I like
No,
personally, I
that-
like him.
No personality,
I
bro.
mean,
You can box. You can box,
yeah,
but look, the reason why there's no contenders is because you as a champion have to be able to talk, like create some interest in the fights, bro.
Yeah.
even if they're nobody fighters, you still gotta be able to build.
Look
up
at
a fight
Floyd.
somewhere.
Every Floyd fight for like 5 years, he made it in a main event, an interesting
Yeah,
fight.
but I mean, I'm not knocking Floyd in any way, but hearing other boxers talk about other boxers, to me, I don't think Floyd should be considered the greatest boxer of all time.
Not even defensive.
Defensive, maybe, yeah, because towards his later in the end of his career, I mean, he didn't really get hit, which is amazing because once you get older, you're supposed to start slowing down and actually get.
But because
Yeah,
he never
yeah.
got hit, he never really aged in
Yeah.
the ring. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
He just proved how good of a defensive fighter that he was, and how good of a boxer.
He can't punch.
Yeah,
Because
because the thing with Floyd that I would knock him on the most would be that he waited for fights a little longer than he should
Oh
have.
yeah, he would cherry pick fight
like
for sure.
like he just didn't fight them when they were on the peak, and then
Yeah.
the only person that was, I guess, around the same level would be Pacquiao, but then his camp came out allegedly saying that before the fight he had injured his rotary cuff, and
Well,
you
but
know,
I think,
Yeah.
I think it's like you just said.
No.
Floyd knew when to pick his opponents. He knew when to win.
He did, but we can never sit there and say that Floyd did not fight the top fighters of the world, because from the Oscar De La Hoya fight, name one non-ranked opponent or non-name that he fought since that Oscar De La Hoya fight. He fought, Shane Mosley. He fought
Canelo.
Maradona.
He did fight the who's who.
He fought the who's who, the top of the top, whoever was.
And he did fight
just
Canelo
water?
when he was older.
That's just water?
This one no.
What is that?
Crown and some of my energy drink.
Oh, I'm about to say the whole
Damn,
thing is
it's full.
Crown?
Nah,
Damn, fool.
How much of it is Crown? Like, measure it.
Did you taste it beforehand?
Yeah, I did layers. I was like,
Did you taste it before?
So-
Put it in there?
Tell me, like,
Should've-
measure, how
should've
much of
done
that
that.
cup do you think is
You should have
Crown?
tasted it first.
Put your
before
finger where you
mix
think
it
the Crown
with
is.
something,
Where you,
Yeah,
well, I put layers.
I mean,
But it was like- I put, like, Crown right here.
But it sits. It's cold.
And then I
The
put
tequila and
soda.
whiskey, the vodka's cold. It's all cold in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, the vodka's cold. It's in the fridge if you want some.
No, I don't like vodka.
There's tequila in the fridge.
I don't like to get. I'm gonna do whiskey.
Now,
Is it
so
good?
you watched how many old fights, Diego?
I mean,
Thank you though.
I have a good memory of most of the fights after De La Hoya for Floyd.
Well, what about before that? Like,
I remember when I was a
watched,
kid.
you ever watching a Sugar Ray or
Evander
Mike
Holyfield?
Tyson or any
Yeah,
of
it's
those?
I've seen a couple Mike Tyson fights. I've seen a
Okay.
little bit of Muhammad Ali.
Okay. What about Joe Frazier or Rocky Marciano?
What are you trying to ask over here?
I saw
Oh, I just want to see what his depth is in
his
boxing.
name-
So we,
the
we
guy
know where to go
who was
with it.
in Rocky, I think 4.
Oh,
Ivan Drago?
No.
The guy,
Mr. T.
Tommy Gunn.
Oh, Tommy the Machine Gun? Tommy
he
Morrison?
he was a fighter, and I just saw.
That's fucked up
maybe
his
2
career,
weeks.
though.
But the
Yeah,
dude in
maybe 2
Balboa was a
weeks.
fighter too. Remember?
Yeah, it was Tommy
Yeah.
Morrison.
Nah, Rocky and Balboa and
Oh!
Harvard.
Yeah.
Harvard. He was in. He was like the main. He was his main.
It was his rival. It was who was coming back. It was Rocky Balboa, not
Yeah.
Rocky 1 through 6.
Right.
Tarver was the first dude.
Oh yeah.
And in
yes.
boxing, Tarver
Yeah.
was the first dude to really take out Roy Jones Jr.
Okay. Yeah, but Tommy Gunn, man, like that was I just saw maybe like 2-3 weeks ago a little like 15-minute documentary, quick one on him.
What?
You know, obviously got married, was a heavyweight champion of the world.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Lost, got diagnosed with AIDS.
Damn.
Damn, talking about
That's
that.
the worst luck ever.
I don't know if it was AIDS or HIV that later turned to AIDS. He passed away because of AIDS.
Talking about who?
Tommy Gunn.
Morrison,
Oh,
yeah.
Tommy Morrison. Yeah, my bad.
That's
Oh,
it.
that's-
Damn, from the best
He
heavyweight in the
got
world,
AIDS.
dying of AIDS.
He obviously
But-
later, 8 years later, said that the tests were false. He had tests where he was actually negative, so they reinstated him in the box. He
It
fought
was-
3 fights. Then it came out that those tests were basically false, and he did have AIDS, and he fought those other.
There
boxers
is
while he
AIDS?
had
Yeah.
AIDS.
Oh my
There was
god.
a story
Oh
that went
my
like
god.
that, but there was
Could've
another
gave it to
story
them.
that went
Yeah,
that
what the
Tommy
fuck?
Morrison knew that he had AIDS, but he took the fights anyways, and
Imagine
he put the risk on his opponent
Imagine if you
because
fought a dude and you know you bled. Oh, man,
it,
so
and
mad.
all it takes
Oh my
is just
God.
getting into your eyes,
Exactly.
and you can
So
get.
did
Or
they
getting
get
it
it?
on
Did
your
those
lip.
No, they
I
didn't
don't
die.
know.
None of them got it.
Yeah,
but
luckily.
Wow.
Bro,
that would have been a bigger scandal than
I'd
anything
go
else.
find you and beat the shit out of you.
I'd
bro.
fucking kill you.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd fucking kill you, bro, because you
That
know
basically ruins your life
Yeah.
forever.
I mean, unless you're
Basically.
Magic Johnson,
you can never box
then
again.
you're fine.
Well,
You can
That's
never-
a conspiracy in itself. Don't let me start on
Yeah,
that. Bro. Don't get me
but
started.
Magic Johnson
in
got
the
the
long
cure.
term, if you're a small time fighter and you're fighting this guy for a
Whatever,
nobody
hey.
fight, you know you lose a chance of ever fighting again. You lose your main source of income, and then now you have to deal with medical issues that you didn't have to deal with before because this
This
fucking
is what
asshole didn't
time
want to
period?
tell you. This is in
It
the
was,
90s.
So you're already going to be ostracized from any other normal business because AIDS was kind of new still. In the
Pretty
90s.
much.
You're gonna make me talk about it. So let me tell you about Magic Johnson, motherfucker.
Oh man, this guy knows.
Conspiracy corner.
This is my conspiracy, and I'm gonna start with this. Remember the season Michael Jordan went to go play baseball?
Yeah.
Okay, the reason why, the real reason why he had to go play baseball was because it was gonna come out that he was a gambling addict. And the NBA did not want their star, the guy making the most money, the best player of all time, to get smeared on. So they said, we need you to go do something else. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, I'm not leaving the spotlight. I'm Michael fucking Jordan. It's like, just go do something else. So they somehow pulled so many strings to get this son of a bitch in the Chicago White Sox uniform. Just for those seasons, so he could not, so these stories could somehow go away for a little bit. You know, that's why he even tried to say he's retiring. You know what I'm saying? So this goes to Magic Johnson. When he retired, they say he retired because he had AIDS, right? I don't think he got AIDS at all. I do think that he was doing shit that would get you AIDS, aka fucking dudes in the ass like non-stop. And I'll tell you where my evidence is. Josh Howard of the LA Lakers was found out that he was a fucking freak too. He's a fucking he's a butt like a he loves all that shit. He's a gay guy that loves fucking other dudes. Which is
fine, but he was being dangerous about it. A lot of times they're dangerous about it.
And here's the thing. One of the dudes that he was fucking came out basically because it was some petty shit going on behind the scenes between these two gay dudes, right? Josh Howard didn't want to give this guy the attention, so this guy got mad and basically put him on blast to the world that you are gay and you be doing all this shit and this and that. So anyhow, one of the tweets this gay guy put out was like, "Are you over here acting like Magic Johnson 2.0? And then that tweet got that guy in big trouble. That gay guy. Because, what do you think that tweet means? He called Josh Howard a guy who was found out to go to be just a whore for booty, guy booty, Magic Johnson 2.0.
So he got AIDS?
No, fool.
No.
That the reason why Magic Johnson had to retire in my conspiracy theory is because it was gonna and this was in the late 80s, early 90s. You can't be telling motherfuckers you fuck dude. You're Magic Johnson. You're Magic fucking Johnson.
Eddie Murphy kind of got away with it, right?
Or was
I think they ruined.
He was
it was a trend.
I think with Eddie they ruined his career. I think that was a plant to ruin his career. In fact, I think he did it to try to leave the Illuminati thing. But that's another podcast.
There
Sports.
There were NFL Redskins that came out that said they were gay.
Whoa, who's the red? Whoa.
Oh, the Washington football team.
Whoa.
Is that what they're calling now?
Yeah, that's
but
what
they used to
now.
be formerly known as
the racist name known as the Redskins.
Right.
Yeah.
They came out as gay.
You need to beep it every time we say that.
Was that the first one? That was.
No, there's been multiple ones, but
I remember that first player that was like
this is one of the first ones that they came out that said he was gay. But he couldn't come out at that time because a lot of people, he just wasn't accepted at the time.
You know that the show Playmakers? There was a show back in the day on ESPN. It was like a drama. It was called Playmakers. And it was about the reality of being on a professional football team, right? And the shit that these guys might have to deal with behind the scenes.
Right.
It showed way too much because that show, the NFL made ESPN not put that show out second season.
Like Friday night, what is it? Any given Sunday?
Yeah.
Doing coke
and one of the things that show dealt with was like that some of these guys are gay, and of course they have to hide it like a son bitch. You're fucking. You're,
which is odd. Maybe they won't be so. Probably they're gonna hide it.
Think about the stigma. It's a what
I always thought it was kind of good that they slap each other.
What gender watches most of these professional sports?
What gender?
What gender? No,
men.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Usually straight men.
Yeah, exactly.
Christians.
So of course, if
that's a big part of there.
For them, gay would be like, ugh. You know what I mean? Maybe now that we're a little younger and we're more open to that kind of shit.
Right. Back then, the majority of the population.
But even still now, it's like that. Even still now,
the people who are actually spending money to go
Tom Brady came out as gay, he'd be like, what the fuck?
Because although
his fans,
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's nothing.
Tom Brady was gay.
There's nothing wrong with coming out, but even if you came out, even in this PC era, what they do is they just
ostracize,
weed you out of the NFL, weed you out of the NBA. You don't get any playtime, no minutes.
Oh, really?
Like for example, this past season. Like for example.
Oh my God! I
remember.
Michael Sam, he was not. No, they never gave him a chance.
No. Defensive player of the year for Missouri, right?
No, he was.
That's his favorite college team.
He was the defensive player. Nah, that's cool. He was defensive. He was a defensive end.
Yeah.
And the only reason he was drafted in the 7th round by who was? I think it was the Seattle Seahawks or the Rams.
Yeah, Rams. I think it was the Rams.
And that was the only reason. That was the last.
Just for the controversy of it.
But see, the thing is, like the Cowboys ended up picking him up just for I think.
For practice squad.
Yeah,
but it really wasn't anything else.
Yeah.
It's just the publicity of it, the fact that he was the first open gay athlete that came out.
I had a good thing I was gonna say. Something of
Space Jam.
No,
LeBron.
damn it. It was right as we were talking about Michael Sam and gay dudes.
And going back to it, y'all really think Michael Jordan is the best player?
Basketball player?
Ever?
Well,
the greatest.
Hold on, before y'all start, we're at 30 minutes. So, if y'all really want to get into that could be a whole nother episode.
Let's just do it one long one. Why not?
I think Michael Jordan is probably one of the best athletes.
Chamberlain. He's got
remember we're going to say best athlete?
Greatest basketball player?
Jordan. That's all I know. Ali, Jordan. That's
Okay,
kind of hard, dude.
Diego, you make it sound like you don't think so.
Well, because I really don't.
Who's your opinion is greatest?
LeBron James.
I grew up a Kobe fan,
Oh.
so I always thought Kobe was the greatest
Allen
player
Iverson.
Wait.
because of bias. But after watching LeBron play, I think LeBron is the greatest player ever.
Where do you
What?
rank? Hold on. Where do you rank Kobe, LeBron, and Michael? And your which one? 1, 2, 3.
I would put LeBron,
1,
Michael Jordan.
2, and then Kobe.
No, I would put Shaq.
Whoa, above.
Whoa.
Is Jordan 4?
No. I put it's LeBron, Jordan,
that's a comment.
Shaq. I would even put Kareem.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yes.
And then I'd put Kobe.
You know what?
Kobe is
That's
my
not a
five.
bad list at all
Top
because
five.
Shaquille O'Neal, there will not.
And you could say all Lakers.
Kobe couldn't have done it without Shaq or what?
No, Kobe won
no,
two
without
without
Shaq.
Shaq.
Shaquille
And Shaq
O'Neal-
only won one
Yeah,
more.
but Shaquille is still the most dominant big man that ever fucking played the game, in my opinion.
No,
bro.
he is.
You know what I'm saying? And even homeboy from the what's that dude's got all the hype? The from the Hornets right now, whatever team. He's
Oh,
on.
LaMelo.
Yeah.
Melo Ball.
No, not the middle. The
Carmelo
guy who remember
Anthony. Hot sauce.
he ripped his shoes last couple seasons ago.
Holy
Oh, you
fuck.
talking about Zion Williamson?
Yeah.
He played for
Oh.
the Pelicans.
I feel like they're expecting him to be one, and I see I'm like hell
Well,
no.
see, that's the thing with ESPN and these sports things. They know LeBron's getting older. LeBron's been the face of the league for so
Mean
long.
a new face.
Exactly. So who they try to bring in first?
Zion.
No.
Oh.
Steph.
Oh.
Once
He got hurt.
when they got into the finals and everything, Steph won MVPs back to back. Steph was being painted as this poster boy for the NBA.
You don't put Steph in your GOAT list at all?
I think when it's all said and done, he'd be top 10.
Top 5?
I think
No,
you'd be
top
top
five never.
3 greatest 3-point shooters of all time.
Well-
We could give him that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he'd be number 1 of greatest 3-point.
Nah, I give it Ray Allen or
Reggie Miller?
Nah, I
Reggie
wouldn't.
Miller?
Nah, there's no disrespect to Reggie Miller, but disrespect to Reggie Miller, man.
Man.
Steph Curry is better than
Reggie
than
Miller?
Reggie Miller. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't have the clutchness of either Reggie or obviously Ray. Because I mean,
Remember
Steph
that
has
game?
had bad, clutch moments, and I do remember
feel-
Ray Allen
Like Game
saving
6 or Game
LeBron's
7.
legacy.
Yeah.
But really, the Spurs gave that game up by missing key free throws at the end of the
Yeah.
game, and then they got blew out Game 7. So
So-
that's neither here nor there.
Nowitzki wouldn't be top 10 at least.
Nowitzki is
No,
number
even-
1 on my
No.
fucking list.
Nowitzki's
No?
number
Give a shit.
1 for foreign players, but as
Yao
far
Ming's
as
up there and shit.
as
No.
far as
Foreign players? Even
No.
Yao Ming,
Yao
bro.
Ming could be top 5, I guess. Foreign
For
players.
Yeah,
foreign
top
players.
5.
For
Because
foreign
I mean,
players.
There's JJ Barea.
No, but he's
There's
not.
also
He's American, Puerto Rican.
no. There's also
Yeah, that's American.
Marco Rubio, which
Yeah,
is
Marco Rubio.
also probably
Obviously,
you can consider him the most
Luka.
underrated.
Luka's gonna end up passing Dirk.
Luka.
Luka has
He's
a
gonna
bunch
pass
of
Dirk.
potential.
Let's hope
yeah.
he keep. Let's see. Let's
He
hope
has
he's
a
in the
bunch of
Dallas
potential.
jersey doing
We
it.
just
Right.
Isn't Tim Duncan foreign too?
No, you mean Parker.
He's
You mean
French.
Oh,
Tony
yeah,
Parker,
Parker.
French, right?
He's
French.
for French, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who dated ever like Boris?
Yeah, he was married to her. Shout out to her, divorced him.
He got involved
You know
in the
that
90s.
that is a squad that people kind of keep underrated too.
Jesus.
Is Manu Ginobili, Donovan Parker, and
I
fucking
am
Donovan Parker.
not Donovan Parker. What's his name?
Tony
Parker.
Parker.
Tony Parker and
I
what's
couldn't
his
stand
name?
those Spurs. You know why? Bruce Bowen was too damn good.
What was their coach?
Yeah.
Bruce Bowen, I hated him. He just man, he was too good.
I don't even remember him.
And I was,
What'd you say?
No, who was their coach?
That
Greg
Popovich.
Popovich. That's what it was.
But he's
I'm
all
drunk on
PC
that.
now. He's all
He is
that.
PC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's all
Is he
behind.
still with the Spurs?
He supports BLM, supports Biden, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that was one team that a lot of people were like, they
Most
They
of them
do
do.
they keep them underrated.
They
Yeah,
I was
they
talking
sleep
about
on it.
BLM. That's what I was talking about. Fuck. Earlier in my comment, I was talking about
Kaepernick.
BLM. Oh, cause see, look, and then you said how they would shaft gay dudes, how they would make it so
Yeah,
that
exactly.
okay, last season when all this BLM shit got was getting put out, there were players who were like, yo, this BLM shit is not what's up. It's actually definitely not helping the black people. It's not about black people. It's not for black people. And
Yeah.
these dudes, all of a sudden, these dudes were like getting drug tested every game. These drug tests are supposed to be random. You're supposed to get maybe one a month. But these dudes started getting like he said, they started trying to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? All because they have their own opinion.
And then they didn't let them, like, they were
But
held up in Disney World and shit, right? For a while?
No, that was the NBA.
Oh, what are we talking about, NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they were in the bubble.
But the way
one dude tried to fuck a chick and got in trouble.
Yeah, from the Houston Rockets. Yeah, I forgot his
the
name.
Rockets stay fucking it up. Daryl Morey was the one that like basically
he drove him to the ground, man.
He brought China to hate us and
James
shit.
Harden to the Nets. Blake Griffin's to the Nets, but I still got the Lakers winning the finals this year.
Damn,
and I have the Nets not even going to the finals.
You don't give the Miami no credit to go back this year and contend?
I think the team that's gonna make it out of the East, they're finally gonna do it. 76ers.
Oh!
They're finally gonna do it. My boy Doc's first year.
Look, he's drunk. You know? I'm gonna make him remember he said this.
Hold me to it.
Philadelphia 76ers. Diego says going all the way.
76ers, LA Lakers finals.
Damn.
Lakers win, sweep.
Jesus, that reminds me of all those times Allen Iverson had to go against Shaq and Cole. Oh my God!
Lakers winning the sweep because LeBron's not getting the 5
so sad.
If it wasn't because of them, he would have got something.
It reminds me of watching Donovan McNabb going up against Tom Brady every fucking season, bro. Like, bro, I'm so you think, man, you deserve it, but you ain't gonna get it, bro.
And I know when LeBron wins MVP of the regular season and when he wins the finals and the finals MVP, people are gonna say that it's scripted. Because I know I say when it's scripted when it benefits me, but I guarantee you guys 100%.
You don't give Giannis no
gifted. No, Giannis is gonna probably get losing 7 in the first round.
Damn.
It doesn't matter.
What about the Warriors having a chance this year? You think?
Warriors, no.
Nah.
Clay's
what about the Mavericks? You think they'll make it?
Mavericks, I think they're gonna end up playing first round against the Clippers, and they're gonna end up beating the Clippers in 6. But I think they move. If the trading deadline is not over yet, I think they move Kristaps Porzingis. They need to get better. He's
not living up.
He got hurt, tore his MCL, I think, in the playoffs.
That's not good.
They looked like they were going to beat the
playoffs.
Clippers. No, in the bubble last year, in the playoffs against the Clippers. Yeah, he still played. They looked like they were the series got tied up 2-2, ended up losing in 6. Kristaps never played again. But he's just not healthy. He doesn't produce when he's on the court. Their defense efficiency goes down when he's on the court. They just need to trade him for assets and maybe draft picks because at this point
he's not worth it.
You know what's crazy is that's the shit I used to do in Madden.
Who?
In Madden, when I used to take over like shitty teams like the Cleveland Browns or the Jaguars, I used to like play a whole season, rack up like Maurice Jones-Drew, whoever the fuck their quarterback is, and just trade them off for draft picks.
Damn, you the kind of guy that just trades off all your pieces and chess, huh?
I mean, I just wanted good draft picks. I'm gonna start anew. I'm gonna start anew with the fucking number 1 draft pick.
It's just like what the Rams are doing. Traded Jared Goff. Obviously got Matthew Stafford,
which is a more veteran quarterback.
They had let go of Todd Gurley the year before.
Now, the only question for the Rams is can they protect Matthew Stafford? Because it's been proven that if you give him time,
he's one of the best. Yeah, Matthew Stafford, numbers wise and efficiency wise, is always top 3 in the NFL. Regardless of how the season looks or whether he gets hurt a couple games,
he's that type of.
You're making him like you so much right now.
He's that type of quarterback to where. No, this is true.
He loves Matthew Stafford. He loves Matthew Stafford.
Advice for my fantasy football people: sleeper every year, Matthew Stafford, but guaranteed at least 20 points.
Damn.
It's just proven. The man gives you 20 points regardless how bad he plays.
This is speaking from a champion.
Well, two champions.
Facts.
Two champions.
I did win my fantasy league this year.
I won my fantasy league too on the
They got the hard work. Prove it, y'all.
I ain't got my belt yet, so I gotta take it up with my fucking.
How many podcasts out there got 2 fucking winners, bro?
Exactly.
Nobody except us.
You know how hard it is.
You know who else? You know who else we got as winners? The listeners.
That's true.
Exactly. Every one of y'all.
Because they got to listen to winners. That's who it is. The best picks that I had and the best. Well, who was your best pickup? Or who was your best draft pick? Mine was Patrick Mahomes and Dalvin Cook.
Man, I had, if Saquon wouldn't have gotten hurt, I got 3 really good running backs. I had Aaron Jones, Saquon Barkley, and I had, he faded out, obviously, at the end of the year. That's why they signed Kenyon Drake. I had Josh Jacobs.
Nah, look at you.
Yeah.
You know who I picked up close to the end of the year? David Montgomery.
So you can pick him up in the end of the year?
I picked him up right at the end of the year, right before the playoffs started. I picked him up.
Because he had a run.
And
he had a run.
The three teams that I beat, it was one guy that I've had a rivalry with since I started in this league. I beat him with the guy he dropped, which is David Montgomery. I beat him in the first round.
Okay.
Then I beat the guy who had the most points in the whole league. I beat him.
Hey,
and then I beat the defending champion.
Explain to Chris how you drafted before the playoffs.
Yeah, y'all can trade players like in the middle of the season and shit.
Yeah,
you can, but in most leagues, at least in my league, trades always get vetoed. You're never gonna get a trade through.
Well, in mine, they actually let a few through. Yeah.
Yeah, in my league, we're petty.
It was funny.
What you get.
So if
it's funny
you want to drop them,
because in my league they did that, and the 3 super teams that they had, I ended up beating all of them, and I didn't even have those super teams. I just had
I had 3 good running backs, and then I had Stephon Diggs, and I stayed true. I never dropped you, and I kept you. Tom Brady, let's go, baby.
You know what's funny is that you could describe my season because I didn't have a positive, really that good of a record. I had like a 7-6 record. You could look at my team like the 2009 New York Giants that beat the undefeated Patriots.
I mean, if we're being honest,
underdogs throughout the whole fucking wild card.
I was 5-0. Then I won 1 game, and then I lost almost 6 straight. Ended up being 6-6. 1 out to make it to the playoffs. My the number 1 seed used to be my supervisor. He beat out his friend. So he let me sneak in as the 4th seed. I ended up beating him the next round of the playoffs because my boy Tom Brady had a really good game, and so did Aaron Jones. And then I beat the next week. I didn't even have to play Stephon Diggs, and he got 32 games.
So you gotta pick a whole team, right? It's like players from different teams. And
we had to spend it. I have to spend at least the whole day drinking and.
Hold on, we're not talking about your problems in this podcast.
No. It's a party that we throw every year. In the Monkeys and Freddie Minor League, we always throw a party when we do this.
Usually have hangouts for you.
And we all draft them live in front of each other and we pick the players. Some people do it online, but we're not lame like them. You know?
I got a question. So
pull that short string.
If one of your people get hurt and they're out, and
you gotta drop them and pick somebody else up.
You can pick somebody else up, but you can't. Your squad, y'all couldn't trade, right? So you gotta pick somebody that nobody else has.
If he's hurt, why would you trade?
Well, you can't trade. You have nobody to trade with, right?
I'll tell you one.
Because he's out.
I know what he's talking about. Okay, look. In my league, we had a guy that right before Dak had got hurt, the week before, he traded him for a couple players, and Dak got hurt.
You traded him for 2 players?
He traded him for...
switch back?
Well, you can't.
He couldn't. Right. After that happened, that was it. It literally happened the Friday before he got hurt, and that was it for that team.
Damn. We know Native American giver.
Nope.
Bro. Hey, I like that. PC. What's up, baby?
I mean, you can say Indian giver, man. Shout out to my wife. She loves to say that.
Let's say what?
She loves to say Indian giver.
Yeah.
You can't be one of those.
We're talking about Native American.
Either way.
I think. Unless you're talking about Punjab Indian.
No,
oh, God.
Is that bad?
Stop. We're going to stop
that. That wasn't us.
Back to what we're talking about.
Those are loud neighbors in the back.
We have to admit one thing.
Who the fuck was that? Who said that? P-word.
We have to admit one thing with the fantasy football leagues and anywhere, that if you drafted Derrick Henry, you better have drafted a backup to play the playoffs with, because for back-to-back years, he has shit the bed and he has shit the egg in the fantasy football league.
That means he gets hurt.
He said shit the egg.
He just doesn't produce.
No, he doesn't produce. He will produce all year. He will get 30, 40, 50 points a game.
He gets
2,000 yards. No, it's nothing against him. Like this year, he played in the snow. He never played in the snow. Yep. So he got maybe 90 yards and maybe he got 60 and a touchdown. Normally he'll get like 120, maybe like 200 yards and a touchdown or 2.
Right.
And he'll win everybody's games. But when it comes down to 2 years in a row in the championship game, he just shits the bed.
Oh, in the NFC or the AFC championship?
And that takes me
to the Super Bowl.
That takes me to Lamar Jackson.
No, just in far as fantasy football leagues go.
Yeah.
He may play good in the game. Like 98 yards and a touchdown in a game is not bad at all.
Right.
But for fantasy leagues,
unless everybody's producing.
I could play somebody else and get that's on a shitty team and get 2 touchdowns and 140 yards compared to that.
And Lamar Jackson, please get better.
Who?
You finally got Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Odom's gonna box somebody.
Yeah, I saw that, but
that's just random.
He's gonna what's it?
All right, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson,
tell what you gotta tell him. Tell what you gotta tell him.
Work out with your offensive coordinator. Your coach, your quarterback coach. Throw some balls this summer. Cause sure you got the monkey off your back. Won that one playoff game. Good for you. But that was your defense. That wasn't really you.
Damn.
Damn. And it really showed the week after. So please.
They have a system. I believe that they have a system ready to go for him. But they have to draft the right players in this draft to really go for it.
It's just I understand he doesn't have help with wide receivers, but we can't be hyping up Lamar Jackson.
I think he could be a better Cam.
But is a better Cam good enough?
Whoa. I think he has a better arm.
Because
he has better accuracy.
Cam is a athlete that no one ever saw before, and I don't think we've seen one.
I think Cam tried to be like Michael Vick, and then when he failed at it, he just gave up on himself.
That's the thing is Cam, he's an emotional guy.
He's a pussy, is what you're talking about?
Oh! I don't want
Hey, pussies.
Look,
very
I have watched the video.
Pussies can take a beating, bro.
I have watched the video where a little kid got to him and talked shit to him, and he literally, instead of ignoring the kid, he just had to respond back to him and talk about his mama. I'm like, bro, instead of being a grown man, you let a little 16-year-old kid get to you, bro. It's like, what the fuck, bro?
That dude that was on Driven 2.
Yeah.
We just watched.
But I mean, Cam.
Right, Driven?
Raid 2.
Raid 2. I don't know.
But if Cam wouldn't. If he would have won that Super Bowl, everything would be different, obviously.
Cam Newton?
But he did really bad.
Sorry.
That Super Bowl. Didn't dive and then
he didn't just do bad. He literally fumbled the game away.
Yeah, he did it twice, I think. I mean, but shout out to Cam because I think he doesn't get the respect that he needed.
What respect, man?
I mean,
you gotta earn that shit, right?
I mean, he has the most. I think he has pretty good. Like I don't know if he has.
Bro, Tim Tebow has better stats than he does.
Are these facts? Are these facts?
Nah, it's just me talking shit.
Is Tim Tebow not good?
Shout out to
Tim Tebow, at least.
Hey, I'm glad you finally got married, my boy.
Oh, he did get married, didn't he?
Oh, he's gonna have sex finally?
Maybe he
No, he's gonna come back with football.
Tim Tebow.
Nah, he ain't gonna come back to football.
Oh, even after. So he only played as a virgin.
He didn't get exactly. He didn't get a fair shake.
Nah, he didn't.
Because he was super Christian.
So that's the thing, like
because let's face it, if
anybody
ever would have asked him about how he felt about a sensitive topic,
like a gay player, or something.
No, or something that starts as something that.
Well, he did start the whole.
Like a smug smortion.
He did start the whole take a knee on the anthem because it was about the abortion thing.
Yeah,
and he did take a knee on that. And the people really, the media blew up on him about that. Yeah. So when they talked about Colin Kaepernick and how nobody else did it to him, it really wasn't true because they did it to Tim Tebow really bad.
It sounds to me like they don't like because he speaks his mind.
It really was. He really was.
He speaks his mind in the way that they don't want him to.
But with Colin, it was obviously a completely separate subject.
Yeah.
Different matter. But both of them did get shut out of
They also stopped.
Quick.
They also stopped the whole, they used to be able to allow face paint, like finger paint underneath the eyes, and they stopped doing that because I think it was Tim Tebow started putting a lot of scriptures on his eyelids, and they stopped doing that now because a lot of people started getting offended by it.
Obviously, it's black, obviously paint. Yeah. And then he just wrote it in white. He used to write it in white.
3:16, John 3:16, or something else.
You could write on it.
Man, they're so the NFL people who own it are so satanic. They're like you can't even.
It's not even about that because at the end of the day, the owners don't care at all about the players. They don't.
God don't sponsor us.
They don't care about how much the players make because at the end of the day, those TV deals, those ads. All they care about is the viewers. So if you imagine someone tearing it apart because he's pro or life, Obviously, people aren't going to watch it. There would have been a boycott about that.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Colin Kaepernick just was the last domino to fall before they couldn't push it away anymore.
You have to give the NFL some type of credit because they've been able to keep the politics out and keep it really mainly about the sport. In a way.
I mean,
In
shout
a
out
fucked up way, they really have.
I mean,
you know?
shout out concussions. Shout out CTE, man, because they kept you guys hidden. Not a word until, you know, we got a couple articles about it, then we got a movie.
But those motherfuckers made millions, though. Like,
They did, but...
Millions. I mean, but at what cost, I get it, but...
Exactly.
Did they really know about it, too?
I don't think they did.
I mean...
I don't think
There's
they
gotta be,
did.
there's scientists,
look,
people that are so smart, somebody knew about it.
And maybe
cases,
I'm being drunk about this, but maybe... you gotta be honest as an athlete. You know what your body's going through. You're not questioning it at all. You're just gonna go with the doctor says. You're not saying, man, maybe this doctor's fucking lying to me. My fucking head hurts every day.
And I agree with you completely on that. But at the same time, if you're playing because you don't know or you're not aware of the risks that you're facing because no one's told you about it, obviously you're gonna play hard. You want your team to win, to succeed, and you don't want to feel like I didn't do everything I could.
I feel you.
I feel like if they would have known about it a long time ago,
I think they still would have risked it.
I mean, yeah, some players
wouldn't you?
It would have been less.
To be honest with you, wouldn't you? Like for me, be honest with you, if somebody offered me $50,000 for a fight, for just one fight, and
damn, I just think about my brain getting knocked around.
I'd take it.
Me too.
Because that's
probably died.
You literally have to look at that's almost 1 year off of work that you don't have to do.
Yeah, but how many months of recovery? Depending on how much. Well,
that's the roll of the dice.
How much do
you
I
don't
get
know.
my ass whipped? Like, do I break?
You don't know. It's a roll of the dice. It could be.
You get knocked out.
Hey, that's what he's saying. My tip on.
If I get knocked out in the first round,
it's possible to die, right? From a
hit. It is possible to die from a hit.
Look, to make it worst case scenario, that's what it is. To make it least case scenario, like the least.
Or you can turn into a vegetable too.
No.
Paralyzation.
The least that you could take is a quick knockout. You wake up, but you got $50,000 in your pocket. Quick knockout in the first round.
But I would do is I'd throw my ass up, damn. Like I would play a little bit, and then let them and then and just throw. You know how soccer
but then they run an
players.
investigation on you for throwing a fight.
If there was one thing I wish I had time for, it'd be to train a little bit in boxing.
Wouldn't be too bad.
I'd rather do some kind of ninjutsu, not ninjutsu, but
ninjutsu. Look at this in Naruto.
Ninja Turtles and shit, bro.
Like I wouldn't mind boxing.
Kind of martial arts.
I mean, learning.
I want what is it, kickboxing? Where you lose everything.
Maybe just join the amateur league a little bit, like a couple years, 3 years. As long as maybe I'm a quick learner, maybe I'm not. Maybe
Look,
I'm trash.
You can actually enter any boxing league. At any age, at any level, and they'll pair you up, no matter what it is.
And a big, shout out goes to Deontay Wilder in that because I know he didn't start until he was 28, I think, 29.
Damn.
Boxing, at least in the professional.
There's a lot of people like that that aren't successful until they're in their midlife type.
If we could go to boxing though. I mean, how do you guys feel about the lightweights? Who is it? Garcia, and then I forgot the other guy's name. No,
who's the guy that beat Lomachenko?
Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo, bro, that fight was what's up.
Hey, look, he proved one thing that I said about that how you beat Lomachenko, and that was just don't believe in the mystique of who Lomachenko is. Go in there, don't give a fuck, and fight your game plan. And that's exactly what's his name again?
Teofimo Lopez.
Teofimo?
No, but he basically established that I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a damn how many fights you had. I'm going to fight the way that I fight, and I'm going to make it my fight. And that's exactly what he did. He made it his fight. He took it to Lomachenko, and he took the belt.
I saw that fight, bro. Teofimo exposed Lomachenko. Lomachenko got mad. He started sucker punching him at the end of the round. Lomachenko got exposed, bro. He knows it.
And that's exactly how I can't say I would be able to do that, but that was the game plan I would have took.
But that's boxing,
I couldn't say I would be able to pull it off like he did, but
check this out.
that's how he had to do it.
A year ago, Lomachenko was seen as like the greatest thing around. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I've never seen someone this good. He's amazing footwork. Oh my gosh, he's gonna be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? But look, a year later, he
got lazy.
Yeah. Nah, not lazy. Some dudes came up, bro. Like I said, this is how fast. You know, you were the greatest, but then someone gets better. You know what I'm saying?
To me, that's how you beat a lot of these mystique fighters. Like Canelo, that's how you beat Canelo. That's how you beat a lot of these.
Has
like,
he been beat?
I'm not that.
Person, right?
Canelo? Canelo's only beating him. Floyd didn't give a fuck about.
Floyd handpicked him. He knew he was like too green to even compete.
Yeah, Canelo wasn't ready when he fought Floyd, but he had to because obviously when the money fight for the first time, and I guess technically, he fought before, obviously good fights, but.
That was
Floyd.
the money fight.
Floyd.
Yeah, that's the money fight.
And there's no guarantee that you even get to fight him once you're obviously a little seasoned.
Yeah.
Because he'll be too old.
Yeah.
So you have to fight. When he comes, you have to fight him.
Right.
Because it might be your only chance.
Did he get real fucked up?
Nah. He was swinging at the air most of the fight.
Yeah, he didn't get to connect.
I think Floyd took it easy on Canelo later on in the round.
I think so too.
Like he respected him.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think Floyd knows this is the future, but I'm gonna let people know I'm still the GOAT.
Yeah, Floyd caught him because he's fast. He was always fast, had fast hands. He caught him a lot with when Canelo tried to jab, he just and then 1-2, quick 1-2. Then obviously the same defense strategy that he always had.
But see, after that fight, I said it. After that fight, this is a proven thing for Canelo. If he comes back after this loss, and can regroup, he might become the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if his confidence is shaking, he's gonna start getting knocked out. And you know what? He came back, he lost it.
He's won championships in 4 or 5 divisions.
Yeah.
That's Mexico, bro.
Yeah.
But like I said, in order for you to beat Canelo, you have to stop believing in the mystique of who he is and just
don't stand in front of him. Damn it, that's all he's supposed to do.
Canelo hurts though.
Turn it into a fucking dogfight and let's see if Canelo can.
That's what I said. Don't do that.
You see how many people he knocks out just on body shots?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why you need to box him. Don't stand in front of him.
You really think somebody can outbox? I think somebody has to make it into a dogfight.
Because he can't be.
Dude.
Because I don't think Canelo has been in a dogfight in a while.
Canelo doesn't get hurt, dude. The man's a brick. The only fight that I thought he was almost gonna lose was when he went to
Triple G.
No. Triple G. That first one was a little sketchy, but honestly, it's only sketchy because that judge gave him 117, 112, and then the other 2 were close. But let's be honest, if it was 113, 112, would we even be talking about it being sketchy?
You get it first.
And then I don't want to.
I think both fights were sketchy. My opinion.
I think I watched them both recently from start to finish. The first one definitely, but I wasn't mad, even if it wasn't obviously. The mad part is the 117, 112, the score. But if it would have been 113, 112, or I think it was 115, 114, like Triple G, then I don't think anybody would have said, "Oh, he got robbed" or anything. I just think is how the narrative they wanted to paint. 117, 112 was this big. But that also played a part in the hype of the second fight. I thought it helped it out a lot. And then I thought in that one, Canelo, he owned the fight from the beginning. They traded good punches, but I think Canelo obviously, the dude doesn't care. You hit him, he goes in. But when he went up to middleweight for the first time, I think he fought somebody that was obviously, I don't know his name, but he ended up knocking him out, I think in the 7th, 8th round. But I think if they would have went the distance, I think he would have lost that by decision. I just don't know his name. But that one, I watched that fight recently too. And
where you watch all these fights on YouTube?
Yeah, on YouTube.
I'll show you a YouTube channel I watch that goes through a lot of boxers highlights. It's pretty cool. It's probably something I like to check out.
Yeah, because that's what I've been watching lately.
You been watching any of the UFC lately?
No, I haven't watched any UFC.
No, I'm talking about any of the old UFC.
Oh yeah. Oh damn, we're at an hour.
Well, that's episode 2 of the Sports Podcast.
Should we end it on that point?
Hell yeah.
Let's end it on that point.
You cover just about every sport that's important.
We'll be back.
We'll be back hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Love
We'll be an hour again later.
Sports.